talking about anti-Semitism, the U.S. campus, the moral bankruptcy of the academic leadership of key institutions like Harvard and MIT and Penn. And we also see the moral bankruptcy, by the way, of the media. Look at this headline from the New York Times. Republicans try to put Harvard, MIT, and Penn on the defensive about anti-Semitism. I mean, what a headline. Let's look at the peculiar angle from which the New York Times views all this. As the New York Times sees it, and by the way, the New York Times is owned. It's now complex because they've sold out part of their interest to the Mexican businessman Carlos Slim and so on. But by and large, the most prominent family is the Sulzberger family. And I had some dealings in the past with this family, but nevertheless, the Sulzberger family is Jewish. The New York Times has in the past, by and large, been a supporter of Jews and of Israel. And in fact, a lot of anti-Semites attacked the New York Times for this. And yet here's the New York Times, and they look at this discussion of anti-Semitism. And to the New York Times, it's not about anti-Semitism. And to the New York Times dismisses the possibility that you could be seeing on the part of top academic leaders. By the way, academic leaders that are part of institutions with a pretty sordid history. If you've read the book Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, it talks about Harvard's very sordid connections with Nazism and prominent Nazis who were invited to speak on the Harvard campus that had strong support by certain elements of the Harvard community. So it's not as if these universities all have clean hands, not at all. Many of these universities were also into some of the really disgusting forms of eugenic research. They took their cues from Nazi researchers in the early 30s and even before that. And so all of this is out there. And now you've got these university leaders and they're saying that a call for genocide. Look, we're not talking about criticizing Jews. We're not talking about disputing Israel or even defending Hamas. We're talking about something that goes much further. Genocide is the wiping out of a whole population. It's mass killing. We're at that extreme. And these university leaders are, well, it depends on the context. That was one of their phrases. It depends on the we have to contextualize things. And this is sort of pseudo-intellectual babble, because true, when you're trying to make sense of something, you have to look at the circumstances. But usually when you mean that, what you mean is that the circumstances produce new information that throws a fuller and perhaps a different light on things. So you might say, for example, that all right, Hamlet is on the face of it wrong to simply go out and plot to kill his own mother and his uncle. But then when you contextualize it, you realize, wait a minute, his mother is the person who, in collaboration with the uncle, poisoned his own father by pouring poison in his ear. And so, hey, Hamlet had every good motive to at least want retribution and revenge for what happened. So contextualization in that sense makes sense. But what is the context? I'm calling for the genocide of the Jews. What context could transform the meaning of those remarks? Well, I want to put them in context. I don't think they should all be killed at the same time. They need to be killed one by one and separately. Is that the context? What is the context? And somebody actually on social media posted a very revealing meme. It was, what was it, honey? It was not Mein Kampf, but was it Mein Context? Yes. It was, contextualizing Mein Kampf, in effect, or contextualizing the Holocaust. You've got people, mass graves, you're throwing bodies into it, and, you have this well, it depends on the context. Is that wrong? Well, it depends on the context. Depends well, no, it doesn't depend on the context. The context here could not be more clear. The fact itself illuminates the context, and yet here is the New York Times, again, running cover for these academic freaks. breaks for these morally degraded individuals and doing it by acting like this is all the Republican ploy. Again, the headline, Republicans try to put Harvard, MIT, and Penn on the defensive. Well, first of all, the Republicans are trying to do that. They succeeded. They did put them on the defensive. Why? Because basically they exposed the moral bankruptcy of three of America's most prominent academic leaders. Christmas is coming up, and if you're suffering from aches and pains, I can't think of a better gift to give yourself than feeling good again. It might even be better than getting a new car. So here's an idea, Relief Factor, right here. It's the gift that helps people relieve pain and feel good once again. Relief Factor is a daily supplement. It helps your body fight back against pain. It's 100% drug-free. Relief Factor was developed by doctors searching for a better alternative for pain. Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients like turmeric and omega-3s to help reduce or eliminate the everyday aches and pains you're experiencing. Whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain, Relief Factor can help you feel better. Unlike pills that simply mask your pain for a short time, Relief Factor helps support your body's natural response to inflammation so you feel better all day, every day. See how Relief Factor can help you with their 3-week quick start kit. It's only $19.95, and it comes with Relief Factor's Feel Better or Your Money Back guarantee. So why not give it a try? Visit relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. The number again, 800-4RELIEF, or go to relieffactor.com. When you feel the difference, you know it works.